doing? I ain't wait for no viewers. Everybody there just catch on to the recap. I am going to send it out to a couple of people before we get ready to start. Hopefully they start sharing it with different people. How y'all doing? Hit the hearts, hit the likes, hit the comments so I can see who in this, so I can see who I'm talking with. OG, what's up, man? All right, we're gonna get to it. God has really been showing me things in a different perspective to help me understand more simpler the situations. Like, you know, we go through a lot of things in our life. We go through a lot of battles as children of God who's walking, especially the one who have calling, who knows they calling. In the ministry, whether it's music or whether it's serving at church, or this in life period, you walk in the life of Christ. You know, we always want to have obstacles. We always want to have different things that come up against us to try to stop us, to be a stumbling block. One of the main things that we always have to remember is that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, principalities of this world. And God showed me, I got asked God, I said, Lord, I need your endurance because I've been going through a lot of different things in my life. Like, you know, dealing with the death of my mother, dealing with these different circumstances, work, whatever it may be. You know, we're going through a different lot of stuff, you know. But God helped me, and I asked him to show it to me simple and plain so I can understand, so I can be able to elaborate to other people. So he showed me the boxer, right? Check this out, right? To be a great boxer, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of discipline, obedience, commitment, and consistency. You know, because for training, it's like the boxer one of his main goals is to be the champion, to win his division. But to do that, he got to go through a lot. But you can't, a boxer, you'd be very foolish to be a boxer just to jump in the ring with somebody who's seasoned, who's been trained, who's been doing it for so long. You'll get knocked out. You'll get punched around. You'll get beat up so bad to the borderline of death. And that's what we're doing a lot. We're stepping into a ring with the enemy, Satan, the devil. And he's been doing this for so long. And if you are not conditioned, there's no way that you would stand a chance. And what I mean by condition, you got to go to the gym as a boxer. You got to go to the gym. You got to eat right. You got to be consistent with your sleep. You got to, like, everything, you have to be so focused and so driven that you know, okay, for me to accomplish my goals as a boxer, I have to train. So let's flip it to the spiritual. In order for you to win against any battles that comes against you through Satan, because the enemy could use anybody. You know what I'm saying? For you to win, you have to be training. You got to get in the Word of God. You got to fast. You got to pray. You got to be consistent in those things. And I got to do that. And I'm doing that now. You know, it's like I'm just tired of getting knocked around. But God really been showing and been really just been showing me different ways to look at things. You know, you can have the best trainer in the world, the best trainer and the best boxing trainer in the world. But if you don't listen to his instructions, you're not gonna win. You're not even gonna be stand up to compete against anybody who comes in front of you. So you have to also remember that, you know, we have the James chapter 4, verse 7. Part of the main part is that we have to submit to God. Resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. You gotta understand that the enemy can use anybody. But it's all on how you respond. Because if you not in the Word of God, you're not conditioning, getting your strength, you will get knocked out. And I know I'm not the only one that's been getting punched around. Like, you know, I'm not perfect. I know God knows that I could be the Word more, and that's what plan. That's what I'm doing. That's what I plan to do, honestly, because it's like it's time to stop. It's time to start getting punched around. It's time to get it for real. It's time for us to literally get into the Word of God. That's the only thing that's going to keep us from getting beat up. You know, we just got to just also remember, like I say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So when a person, anybody anyone can be used by the enemy. So you have to understand and train, get in the Word of God so you can identify it and and not just go off on what the physical of that, what the physical person is saying, or how they say anything to provoke you or anything to try to get a rise at you. You have to be mindful, and that is spiritual, and it's not physical. Because if you act out in the physical, you can cause problems that might not be fixed. So this is something that God been sharing with me. I see a couple people in here. What's up, Bernice, Shamika, Drew Ashley, OG Portia. Yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in with me. As I go through this walk, and as God starts showing me different things, I'm ready to start showing it, because God has been using the music that He's been giving me. And I have a EP that's coming out soon. I don't have a definite date. It's entitled Spiritual Medicine. And the reason that title came about is the fact that my ministry mission is driven, it's for everyone, but it's mainly for the people of God, in the house of God. Because let's say, for instance, let's take a hospital. If everybody in the hospital is sick, down to the first person you see is security guard, he's sick. He got I ain't gonna say corona. He got a cold. He got the flu. You go to the receptionist, they sick. You go to the lady who's gonna check your vitals, she's sick. The doctor, he's sick. And everybody in they sick. And you bring people to the hospital, nobody's gonna be healed. It don't matter how much medicine you get, you won't be healed. The same applies to the church, the house of God. It's like, because if you got down to the ushers, I know we're not in church right now, well, some of us not. If you go down to the ushers, if they sick and they spiritually sick, and then you got the preachers, the deacons, everybody, and how can you bring anybody that's not saved into the house of God if everybody is contaminated? Everybody got strife, got quarrels, they fighting. Usher can't get with people that's not getting together. So much fighting and so much hostility. Sorry about that, I got a phone call. It never works. So this music and my EP is driven on the ones who know right from wrong in the house of God, and it's also a spiritual medicine. It's what we need. What I need. It's helping me to be a better person. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to tune in. You feel free to share this. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Part 2 coming soon.